Well, welcome. Val and I, my first mate here on the boat, wanted to create a video for you to introduce you to our vessel, Stillwaters. It's a 39-foot bayliner. 3988 is the model, and we very much like sharing the boating experience with people, but we felt it was important that we share or have a little orientation about the boat before you come aboard. So come on in. This is our shed where the boat rests most of the time. Let's do a little orientation, including some boating terms. Of course, this is known as the bow of the boat. The anchor here is what's going to hold us if we should decide to anchor. I'll be asking somebody, if we do this, to help set up the anchor in what we call the launch mode. If we go to another dock, this is the forward bow line that will be tied to a dock. These are the safety rails. And why do I point this out to you? It ceases to amaze me. Even experienced boaters, when believing that they're helping us with the boating process and going on and off the dock, they will heave on the bow rails to help pull on or take off the boat. I would ask you, hang on to the boat itself, not up here. Be much appreciated. By the way, we have a skylight over here. This is a wonderful area of the boat that people like to lounge in while we're traveling, but it is a skylight that gives us extra light for the master bedroom below. It's not meant for sitting on, it's not meant for standing on. Keep that area clear. You'll note up here, all along the sides, it is an anti-skid surface so that it keeps you from slipping while on the boat. We would ask that you bring boat appropriate shoes. Leather soles, not a good idea. High heels, not acceptable. And if you forget, bare feet will work just fine. If we were at a dock, there'd be some spring lines on here. Again, the reminder, push off of here. Don't be manhandling it from up here. These are simply safety rails. This was added in order to ensure that when you leave from the stern of the boat all the way to the forward, you've always got a safety rail to help hang on to. The gentleman that I bought the boat from, Bob, he also had this added down below here. It is an anti-skid, unlike here where it's a slippery surface. Along here, because it's open area where you're going to be traveling, it's anti-skid again. All part of keeping you safe here on the boat. There's a grab rail here, there's a grab rail up above. You can step into these stairs, or if we're at a dock, you can come in on the rear deck, and there's a back door to come in easily from. Val and I typically just come in this way. Inside our back deck, oh, let me take off. This is Jack's. I had Jack's on the leash here so that he wouldn't launch out of the boat. In the area of safety, this is our life ring. If it should be needed that we had to toss it out, it just unclips here, lifts off, and you're good to go. The alternative is that we just grab this life line, toss it, bring someone in. There is really no reason why someone should be leaving the boat. It's unwanted. Over here, the upper deck, what we call the command bridge, we keep 2 kayaks up top, nice thing to go play on. And there's a weight limit that the manufacturer calls for here, 1,000 pounds. So if you peek upstairs, you got a half dozen guys up there, you've probably hit your 1,000-pound limit. By the way, I count as one of the guys if I'm captaining the ship up front. Come on into the salon area before we do. Back here, we've got our Zodiac. It takes us ashore if we're shuttling people on and off the boat, if we happen to be at anchor. And back here, you'll see we have the cooler. Help yourself to what's in here. We've got a variety generally. If you're going to drink on the boat, do drink responsibly. Get home safe. As part of the safety features, we've got fire extinguishers throughout the boat, down in the engine room, here in the salon, here in the forward room, in the kids' room. That's all part of regulation. In here, we generally don't have large groups out during the shoulder seasons, but we have a little fireplace to keep the place warm, if we should be doing that. Up here, we have our galley, what is traditionally known as a kitchen. On boats, we call them galleys. Propane stove. The sink, if you're having to use it, let's say in the bathroom, and there's no water pressure, we have to turn on the pump. Val and I will help you with that. There's 2 small fridges down below for keeping things in. We've got a variety of power plugs throughout the boat, but here's what you need to know. We're self-sufficient here. We've got limited water on the boat, so it needs to be used conservatively. The power comes from 12-volt batteries, so you've got to use that liberally. The lower helm for piloting the boat is done over here. Typically, Val and I will be taking care of that for you guys. We're going to go down below where we're going to focus on the bathroom, what is referred to as the head. Probably the single most important reason for putting this video together. The first door on our left is the kids' room. What I would ask is, if you're coming aboard and you've got your bags and different things, please put it down there, and it keeps it away from our feet for the rest of us walking around the boat. In the forward area over here, we have our room along with the bathroom, but generally speaking, it's not part of any kind of day trip stuff. This is the key. It's our guest bathroom. And if you've been cruising on big ships, you'll know that there's like a vacuum kind of toilet. If you go on my friend's boat, you'll notice they have a vacuum flush kind of toilet. There are versions that are electrical. This is not. This is a manual marine head. So you pump here gently. The key that we have to point out is there are 2 symbols here. One for wet, the other for dry. Let me demonstrate here for you. So that if we're on the wet bowl, as we pump, it takes raw water from outside the boat, brings it into the bowl, and pushes out at the same time. Sometimes it comes in faster than it goes out. So you flip it onto dry bowl and it will push the water out, not bringing in anything new. Once whatever's in the bowl has cleared, give it another half dozen or so pumps just to make sure that it's cleared the system. So aside from the reminder that only natural elements go in here, the teepee is located off to the side here. I'm going to repeat again. Only natural products go in here. If it didn't come from you, it doesn't go in there. The only exception to that is this teepee. I can't emphasize that enough. I've had the boat for a number of years now, and it's been no less than 4 times where I have to rip apart the plumbing in order to get things fixed. And I'm not going to make light. It's a large reason why we're putting this video together, so that our guests have a proper understanding of the way a marine head works. If in doubt, check with Val or I. We'll walk you through it again. I hope you enjoy our day out boating together. Thanks for tuning in.